I ended part 2 of this series by putting 2 coats of Bondo on this and sanding it down. I didn't get it completely sanded down, but I did now. So that's what you missed. I sanded down those 2 coats, and then there was two spots right here that were still pretty bad. I put Bondo on them. That's as far as I got. But let me show you something, guys, real quick. So I have decided that inevitably that truck bed has to come off, and to get it all fixed up right. So I made this little crappy cart here. I bought these wheels from Harbor Freight, and it was a furniture moving tool for 11 bucks. It's cheaper than buying the casters individually. So now I'm going to take the truck bed off and put it on this right here so we can wheel it around the shop. And that's what I thought. The 2 that spun out just broke right there. That piece is cracked. That's what holds it. No big deal. I'll put a set of vice grips on there and we'll get them off. This is why I picked a Ford Ranger for my project. Check this out. I mean, it's so light. 1, 2. And believe me, I'm not that strong. So here we go, all organized now. There's the bed on the little cart, and I used some straps underneath there to hold it on, just to make sure it wouldn't tip off of there. Truck's up on the lift, out of the way, and I can also roll this bed right underneath there to give me room. I gotta clean the back out of it. It's all got a bunch of crap and junk in there. This should have been pressure washed before I started, but it is the middle of winter, and I just didn't get a chance to do that. It's too cold and stuff out. What's this number mean right here? Does anybody know? It's on the front of the bed. If you know, leave it in the comments. I'm curious what that number's for. And there you go, all sanded down again. Body work is a lot of repetition. And this is what I'm going to use next. Look it up if you're interested in it. But the reason why I'm using it, I normally wouldn't. I'd only use it for little spots, but I'm going to skim coat over the whole thing of this. The reason why is because I sanded this all with 80 grit, and I actually didn't realize I had it as close as I did. So you can't sand spots like this, like down to 180, because this will stick out. It'll heat up and the plastic around it will sand off and these will stick out. So I'm at a spot now where I'm going to use that putty over the top of everything and sand it down with 180. The reason I'm using this instead of Bondo is because it's softer than Bondo. Just like the Marglass, it's harder than Bondo, and this is softer than Bondo. Makes it easier to sand. I like that blue cream hardener. It looks pretty. While we're waiting for that to dry, here's a little tech tip for you. When you're spreading your Bondo, say you're spreading it down here. So this part's not going to have any Bondo. You got a dent here, and then it's not going to have any Bondo down here. You want to make sure you always hold your scraper like this, at an angle, just like that. when you spread it like that right there, with the spreader at an angle like this. Let me give you a better view. So you want to hold your spreader at an angle just like this and go on down through there. Not quite as extreme of an angle, but you know what, you get the point. Just a little bit like that and spread it like that. So even if you spread your Bondo all out like that over your dent, you can always go back when you're done spreading it, come up here, come at an angle, and feather it out like that, and then go to the bottom and feather it out like that, and it will save you a whole lot of sanding and feathering along the edges. I'm kind of going about this project backwards, and the reason why is because I only planned on fixing this one section here, but I've decided now to do the whole bed. So I need to go over this whole thing with 80 grit sandpaper and get all these little rust spots cleaned up with a wire wheel. Here's a little magnet. So that was just a little demonstration for you to show you that the Bondo is spread, but it's not thick. So it's not likely to crack or anything like that, seeing how the magnet sticks everywhere that I did any body work. I still have a few spots I need to do with a putty, and I'll do that in this section here. The rest of it, like I said, I'm going to try and sand it all down with 80 and then 180. And there's still a lot more to do on this old truck bed, and we'll have more videos on that. And guys, I'm also doing a series on the engine, installing the engine in this truck, and most likely I'm gonna put out an introduction to that engine turbo build on this Ranger, and I'm gonna switch back and forth between doing the body work and the engine work, but I'm gonna keep the series separate. The body work series separate from the engine work series. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.